Next up, at UFC 303, we have Payton Talbott taking on Yanis Ghemmouri. Payton Talbott, biggest favorite on this card by a landslide. He is chilling at minus 1,300 on BetOpenly. Those are the best odds you'll find on the planet. Minus 1,800 on the Sportsbook. Those are Bo Nickel numbers. Payton Talbott, in his 9th ever fight, running around with Bo Nickel numbers and not a couple of national championships to hang his hat on. He is taking on Yanis Ghemmouri. Payton Talbott is undefeated. He's coming off an incredible win over a impressive striker. He's a real prospect. The UFC is definitely looking to build him up because he's got some swagger. He's a ton of fun to watch. He fights in an incredibly exciting style. He's very creative. He can do all the things, right? He can strike. He can grapple. He can submit. He can do all the things. His takedown defense is not the best. And he is undefeated in his career, but you dig into the tape study a little bit. There's a couple of fights there where he was getting out-wrestled. He ended up winning those fights, obviously, and making stuff happen. But he can be taken down, controlled a bit. I don't think that's going to happen in this fight, though. He is taking on Yanis Ghemmouri. He's a patient striker. He's got great leg kicks. He does like to own the center, figure out that range. Sorry, excuse me. He gauges that range, and then he will commit. Then he'll leap in. He'll come in. He'll add some power. He'll start to cycle things up instead of just chopping the leg and trying to figure out the timing. He's not the most dangerous guy in the world, but he is patient. He is technical. He's got good fight IQ. He's coming off that 3rd round finish loss to William Gomez. And these odds are what they are because Yanis Ghemmouri got finished by William Gomez. That's just the reality of this situation. Payton Talbott's the better fighter. He's an exciting fighter. He's powerful. He's creative. He's athletic. He's got cardio. All of the things. He should be a massive favorite. Minus 1,800 seems absurd. But if you do the math, that translates to like a 96% probability. So if you think Payton Talbott wins this fight 96% of the time, they fought 100 times, he wins 96 of them, then those odds make sense. Those odds are far too far gone to do anything with, but I do think he's going to win the fight. I mean, we don't need to overcomplicate this. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the breakdown. I will say that, Giannis is probably talented enough on the feet to last longer than people think, right? I mean, these French guys know how to point fight. They know how to keep distance. And Payton's a guy that it actually works to his benefit because he's not a guy that is in your face trying to knock you out type of finisher, right? He is a finisher, but the finish it's like perfect because they just kind of find him. Right? He's not in your face. He's not throwing these big shots. He's not going for these big takedowns and trying to take your back. He just kind of his personality, right? Just kind of goes through the motions, right? Sees what the fight brings to him, and then all of a sudden he lands this knee. That's the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life, Angelo. I was at the Apex. I was sitting there live, and I have my reaction. I think it's in the vlog, but if not, it's on my phone. And you could hear, I was filming myself, and you could hear it sounded like a fucking gunshot. It was like, holy shit, that guy might be dead. And he even almost survived it. I mean, he was still moving after. It was absolutely incredible. He's got real power, and he doesn't even try to throw it. It's a very dangerous thing. I do think this fight goes over, a little bit longer than people expect. I think it's a 1.5 round line. It's going back and forth a little bit. The under is plus money, but I think there still might be value in the over 1.5 because Talbot will, he'll just kind of take his time in there. So, I gotta go Payton.
Yeah, he's gonna win this fight. Like, it's an unfortunate reality, but that is the reality. He is an exciting fighter. I am looking forward to him. I am looking forward to them working his way up the rankings. But this is a mismatch as far as experience is concerned. Yanis Ghemmouri, 14 fights in his career to 8. But talent is talent, and Yanis didn't have the best showing against Gomez. Looking for his first UFC win. I don't think Payton Talbott's going to be that guy to give it to him. $9,800 in DraftKings. That's an Amanda Nunes number. That's a giant price tag for somebody that should.
That's the one. You think that's his autograph?
Looks like it has a P for Payton, maybe? I don't know.
There's like a little.
I don't know if that's his, man.
That's one of these.
Either way. $9,800 in DraftKings. Those are literally Amanda Nunes numbers. Those are giant numbers. I don't know if he's going to be worth that money. He's going to have to score like 120 for that to be worth it. I don't know if he will because Giannis, the last fight, I said he was knocked out. He wasn't just like chinned. there was some body work going on there, but
Nut shot.
I don't know. Are you going to spend the $9,800 on Payton Talbot?
I think he might be worth it. I mean, the weird thing about him is if the finish could just like come, and it could come in like the second round, and not a lot has happened before then. Like he's not like a crazy high volume guy. Giannis is probably going to take his time as well. Don't want to get close, So it could just be like, what's the second round finish? 70 points. It could be like a
but that's
85
what
point.
He finished Cameron Saman late. Yeah. It's not like he finished Cameron Saman in the first 30 seconds of the fight. So I don't know if he's going to be worth that $9,800, even though he's such a tremendous favorite.
Could trap a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm probably going to fade him in DraftKings, but let's see what the optimizer does. Let's see what the ownership projections does. And we have a full suite of DraftKings fantasy tools and offerings, and they are bundled with everything else that we do. All the picks, the bets, the artificial intelligence, everything is one simple package, $10 for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. At the top, you'll unlock all of it instantly for an entire month's worth of fight cards. We do have a $5 super chat from Johnny Albo. Johnny says, are we doing the video chat? He's talking about the call-in show. I have so much to talk about. We're not doing a call-in show this week. Jacob and I will be in Vegas for UFC 303. We will not be here. We won't be able to take your calls because we're there drinking. If you go to Vegas and you're in real life, ask me whatever you want to ask me, and I'll buy you a beer. Thank you for the super chat.